Hey guys, Andrew and Jason here. As you guys would know, we've been at this gig for a while now. And I guess over the years, we've really accumulated a library of memes. So for our 2K subscriber special, Jason and I will review some of our most iconic memes.
I just want to say that this is a video that I've been looking forward to for a long time. I think after maybe our second year of Duel Masters Plays, I wanted to do this. And I also can't help but feel that the viewers are going to feel very shortchanged by this video, Andrew.
Let's see if they like every time we like talk about our memes, a part of me always wonder if the audience even gets it.
Yes. Well, I guess after this video, they're definitely going to get them now.
Yeah. Okay. Now there are a lot to get through. I think there's 30. And those were just the good ones. I guess we're just that funny, right?
Oh yes, for sure.
Okay. Let's begin. Do you remember
Good for mana? Of course I remember
Starting with
Good
the
for mana.
bang.
I think this is one of our oldest memes, and it's an oldie but a goldie.
Yeah, definitely. I think this one's lasted through the ages.
Do you remember the origin of this meme?
Maybe you tell her, Chase.
I think I remember the origin of this meme, but I feel like your recollection might be different. Anyway, I think when it comes to deck building, I tend to be more open-minded than you in the TCG. Like,
Yeah.
I think you tend to think cards are bad more often than I do, which
Yeah.
I think in most situations is true. And so when I make a suggestion, I'm like, what if we play this?
Right.
And then you'll be like,
Yeah,
it sucks. It's a -1. And I'll be like, yeah, but it's good for mana. Because,
Yeah.
you know, in TCG, most cards are mono-civ, right? So it goes in untapped.
Oh.
So I think that's where it started, and then it just evolved into having this dual purpose.
Yeah,
Where,
it's so good.
A card is
right?
good for a card's good for mana if you can like charge mono civ so you can play stuff on curve. That's good for mana, but it's also good for mana if it's multi civ, especially in DMP because you unlock more colors, right?
And it's also like you could use it like in every situation. Like if a card is like not playable, you could be like it's good for mana.
Exactly, which is the origin story, right?
Yeah, it's so good. So definitely, I love this one. We don't say that often anymore, though. I think.
You know why, Andrew? It's because we haven't been doing much physical TCG deck building. I think that's when it used to come up.
That is true. That's because we didn't go first.
We say this a lot.
Yeah.
And I think, especially in season 1, I think in the TCG season 1, like I think that's when the matchup spread of decks were the most competitive with each other.
Yeah.
I think season 2 and 3, we had some like pretty crazy power levels, so this didn't make as big a deal. But I remember in season 1, I think like pretty much every game was decided by like who went first.
Yeah, I think so. But I think this is even like more drastic in DMP, right? Because every time
I think we say this more in DMP because we always complain when we go second.
Yeah, exactly. Because going first is a fairy life in itself.
Yeah. And the thing is if your opponent plays Fairy Life, which, you know, Fairy Life is an evergreen card. I'm not sure if that will come up.
That might come up
in the video.
Yeah.
Like every deck plays it, right? Or pretty much every deck plays Fairy Life in DMP. It's that important. So if your opponent goes first and they play Fairy Life, because going first is a Fairy Life in itself, your opponent is basically 2 turns ahead in mana if they go first and they play Fairy Life on curve.
Yeah. By that point, there's not even point playing anymore.
Kinda, yeah.
But yeah, I think yeah, this is just so bad for aggro decks. Like it's almost a coin flip.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if a rush deck goes first, then there's like an 80% chance
they'll win. No charges.
No
the future.
First of all, I like this picture, and I think the viewers love this one because after you put out the community post bingo board, people were saying like, "What happened to no charges the future?" And you know that just warmed the cockles of my
they
heart.
want
I
it
was like,
back. Oh man.
Some people were like, "You forgot no charge is the future," and I'm just like, "Oh man, so you guys do pay attention. You do love us."
This is a pretty good one though. I wonder why we
Yeah.
don't say it as much.
Because we keep charging.
Yeah, that's true. It's not the future. Because we keep charging. Mana's even more important in DMP.
Yeah, but you know, with no charge is the future, I think it just started as a joke during the TCG games, and because let's be real, like for some of the more sophisticated or rather mid to late game decks, right? Like you don't need to charge every turn. Like some of them they can comfortably sit on, you know, 6-7 mana.
7 mana. Especially decks like Hydrus or some of the mid-range decks, right? Like Mono Water. Those decks they can just sit on like 5 mana and they'll be okay.
Yeah, and I guess there are also some times where, you know, maybe it's reasonable to charge, but you don't super need the mana and you'd rather play the card or like hold on to something. So you just choose not to charge, right?
Yeah, that's I think where this comes up.
And so basically, like, sometimes it's good not to charge, and it's like, oh, no charge is the future. It's like we're trying to convince ourselves that the play is correct, the decision to not charge is correct.
It's more like we can't afford to charge any of these.
Actually, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's not necessarily that like it's super, super good to not charge. It's just like we can't afford to charge anything, so it's like the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Man, that escalated quickly.
We're debunking our own memes. What is happening?
Yeah. Police the field. This is a Jason original.
Yeah, this is the Jason original. We can actually for each of these memes, like figure out if it's more of a Jason meme or an Andrew meme.
Yeah. You're gonna have to do like a summary at the end. Just do like an image of a table and then assign the meme to someone.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. But this one's definitely yours. So do you want to explain it?
All right, I'll explain it. So in the early TCG deck profiles that we did, and before we started learning about the power of mana ramp and some of the more sophisticated strategies from the IDC meta, Aquahulkus was the master of all of Duel Masters, and one of the reasons we thought he was really good was because he comes out pretty early at turn 3, and with a power level of 2000, well, that could actually attack, well, by definition, right, it attacks over or trades into all the weenies. So your bronze arms and your opponents, whatever rushed creatures that they have, Aquahulkus acts as a deterrent to them attacking, because if your opponent swings for your shields, fine, but then Hulkus gets rid of the creature, right?
Yep. So he's policing the field.
Exactly, he's policing the field. So that's kind of where it comes from. Hulkus we use, but like in recent times it doesn't hold up as well, because we realize that even in the confines of the TCG, 2000 isn't quite that strong.
Yeah.
The 3K creatures are really good, like Belix and Juliana. And then once you start playing with the likes of Gonta and some of the things like Syrian, I guess.
Doing any policing there.
Exactly. So, yeah.
But I like how we take this meme to the extreme. Because sometimes, like, you just see your opponent like play a massive creature, and it's like not for his power. It's just because it's good. And we're like, maybe he's playing that, so he's policing the field.
Yeah. I guess that's like a rib that you created for people who summon big creatures and don't attack.
Yeah, don't attack. Right? Yeah. It's like, what is he doing?
He's policing the field. That's what he's doing. Yeah, I guess that's how we rationalize our opponent not attacking with a big creature.
All right, what do we have next? This is an old one, playing around Phantom Bite. I guess there's some evolution in this one as well.
Yeah, well, because I guess this like particular phrase, it's representative of the greater play around the Destroy 2K family of memes, right? So there's like play around JECK, play around Phantom Bite, play around Phantom Dragon's Flame. They all kind of mean the same thing. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of the backstories. You can talk. You can discuss the origin, Andrew.
Of this one? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, basically, when you're swinging into a shield, you want to break with your creatures that have the lowest power first, so that if you break into Phantom Bite, it doesn't matter if they kill the creature they already attacked. So it's to get more value out of your creatures, so you can break more shields.
And it's really funny because that is certainly a valid train of thought.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, it's also intuitive to do the opposite, right? You want to attack with the big guy first in case you hit Surfer or Terrapin or something.
You want to like keep that creature, right? Because usually they go for the ones that are not tapped.
Yes. so yeah, I guess you guys will notice there's a lot of like dual purpose or dual interpretation in these memes.
That's what makes the meme so good.
But I will say that playing around Phantom Bite is strictly optimal if you know what your opponent what your opponent is playing. Right?
Yep. But then sometimes okay, not sometimes. I guess most of the time I just say this is
you always say.
And it doesn't actually matter which creature you attack with.
Yeah, like what you'll do is you'll attack with a weaker creature first, and you'll say like play around JECK, even though the opponent's deck doesn't play any like jacks or Phantom Bites or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, speaking about JECK, he's here.
All right, Andrew, this is all you. You know, you get full credit for this.
Do we go into the backstory?
Yeah, I think we should go into the backstory so the people can
maybe
fully
you should
understand.
explain the backstory. I'm probably not the best person to explain the backstory.
Okay, well, Andrew and I, during our breaks from Gauntlet staff meetings, and, you know, Damien's there too, we watch Borat clips. We watch like really old Borat clips, and then there's this skit where he goes, or not a skit. There's like a bit that he does where he goes into this country club.
Yeah.
And then there's a line that he does, and he's like, you know, somebody is trying to explain to him, I think it's called lawn bowling or a similar sport. Yeah. And then one of the pieces of equipment of lawn bowling is called Jack.
Jack, yeah.
And then the joke is that Borat doesn't understand that Jack is not a person and it's a thing. And then so he goes, he asks the person instructing him, and when will JECK come? And then Andrew just really liked, I guess, his pronunciation of Jack in that moment. Yeah. And so he just kept saying it. And so when Jack Alcadeas came out, Andrew was like, my heart is finally full. And then he just kept going, where's JECK?
So it was also because he was so good. It was like I remember when he first came out, it like completely changed the whole meta. That's how good he was.
Honestly, yeah, that's true. He gave Dreammates a really hard time because Fox on 2 was no longer a free shield. And then with all the applications of the multi-civ support, you can get him with Geki Mets, the Darkness one, and that generates just so much advantage and like tempo.
And then he was Evo bait.
Yeah, this dude was insane.
As well.
Yeah. Yeah, for the king and the queen, right? It's like his parents.
His parents, I still remember that one video. I think it was the king and the queen deck, the royal flush.
Yes. That was your greatest intro ever.
Yeah.
I lost my mind when I watched that for the first time. And you know what makes this even better is that there is another Jack. This evolution. There's a Java JECK. Who's completely unrelated,
Savage
right?
to Jack Viper. Yeah, it's completely unrelated. Savage to Jack Viper. He was number one.
Now, another thing I have to say, Andrew, before we move on, gotta say I appreciate that the viewers like this meme. I remember seeing a comment that was like, "When's the JECK tier list?" or something like that. Or like, you guys need to make a JECK deck.
There needs to be more JECK first.
Yeah, that's true.
We only have Jack Viper and Jack Valdi.
Jack Viper, Jack Valdi, and Java Jack, and they're all evolutions.
And the DJ Jack.
Oh, Dual Jacker? Yeah, I guess he counts. Yeah. He's kind of like a Jack step sibling, you know. Yeah. He's not quite Jack, but he's close enough.
He's distantly related.
Yeah, distantly related. Maybe step sibling's not the right term. I like it. Man, Andrew, you're on fire today. Distantly related.
All right. Give me some holy. I guess this
Okay,
is more
I
just
thought-
like a not really a meme, but just we just say this so funny.
Yeah, it's kind of a meme because it's all in the delivery, right? It's not
Yeah.
like give me some holy awe. It's give me some holy. And like whenever we say holy awe, like even when we're doing like the list videos, or I think sometimes in the deck profiles, we say it that way.
Yeah, we do. Is there any backstory to this? I guess like when you're hoping for holy on your shields, that's not much backstory. Everyone hopes for
Oh no,
holy.
you know what I think it is because when we were in school, like I guess in middle school or something, and then
Yeah.
you know everybody like okay, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people rig their shields, and so when they have the fabled, you know, holy all last shield, and then they're about to lose, and then their opponent breaks into holy on like a plot armor moment, I think people would say it like that. It's like holy all, you know, because they're like
You
so
get
happy
so
that
pissed.
it saved them. So I think that's where it came from, and then it's been buried deep in our subconscious, and then we've just continued with it.
Yeah.
That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. Although holy ore is power crypt.
Yeah, who would have thought, right?
Yeah. Give me some DNA spark just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah. So in that regard, we've kind of adopted like spaku,
Yeah, spark.
which
From the Japanese.
yeah, from the Japanese, because instead of saying holy oh, it's holy spark in Japanese, and then spark
And I
has
think
its own like,
Sasabo, right?
family of cards.
Yeah. Oh, it's from
Yeah.
Sasabo, isn't it? Yeah. He used to
Yeah.
say that. Spark.
When he would pray, when Sasabo would pray for holy oh, he'd be like spaku, spaku.
Oh man,
It'd
our
be like,
memes
okay.
transcend languages.
We must pay honor to our master Sasabo.
The funny thing about Sasabo, since we're on that topic, is that he also has like a library of his memes. So fun.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's amazing. Like, I don't think it comes across as well with a Google Translate, but from what I saw, like I have a deep appreciation for his meme
It's like a
library.
whole like Google Doc.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's so good. Execution error.
Execution error. This is another one of mine because I'm using it to rag on you. So, I think if you watch a lot of our DMP videos, you'll notice that every so often I'll be like, wait, and then
Yeah.
Andrew will be like, oh, whoops.
Because I'm the one driving. And then sometimes I play too fast. And then usually the case is like I charge the wrong card, or like I charge the wrong mana and I don't have the actual mana to play the card that I want to.
Yes. I guess it's because Andrew has his hand on the mouse and then he's thinking about I guess the meta game and stuff when he's playing DMP.
Yeah.
I'm just watching remotely, so I guess I have time to sort of like see what's going on because I'm not as focused on things.
All right, nice
And
save,
then-
nice save.
So like I don't know. That's how I see it. And like a lot of the time Andrew just plays too fast for his own good. He's
Yeah,
I guess he's
no, I-
chasing that DMP dopamine. So he can like climb ranked, and then oftentimes I'll just charge the wrong thing, and then me sitting helplessly by the sidelines. I'm just like, wait, and then so I turned it into a meme where I'm like, Andrew, just play slowly. We don't want to risk the execution error, like when you like don't charge nature, very life on 2, right?
Yeah, or the other example is like attacking into their tapped creatures instead of attacking their face.
Yes.
But that has
gonna
never
lie, I get-
happened before, Jason. I think that's 100% a meme.
Yeah, but you know what? Like sometimes when I'm playing by myself and then I'm on a climb and I'm like really nervous,
Yeah. I guess
I get super scared. I'm like, I don't want to risk the execution error.
Yeah,
And so I just project onto you.
I think the execution error is more real on mobile as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because like your finger can just like slip off, or like
Exactly.
the touch screen like just I don't know doesn't want to work.
Thank you for your empathy. Yes. It's
See?
not just in my head.
See, I got your back as well.
Thanks, even though you don't listen to my wait.
Yeah.
This is why we're such a good team.
Yeah, I'm just like, whoops. Okay. Out of game information.
I like this one.
This is more of a TCG one.
Yeah. Because our TCG environment, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but it's not particularly competitive. My vision is to just build a bunch of decks that are competitive with each other.
Yeah, what's that quote?
You know,
like, if no decks are good, then all decks are good, right?
wait, what?
Did I blow your mind?
I don't know if blow my mind is the right term, but basically, like, I wanted to, my like vision for like the Gauntlet TCG stuff is that, you know, we use competitive concepts, competitive deck building ideas, but making the BDIF is not the fundamental goal. We're not trying to solve the format. We're trying to create an environment where a bunch of creative and diverse strategies are viable, right?
Exist in the ecosystem.
So yeah, because we prioritize this, we build all of our decks together. We don't build them in isolation and try to metagame each other. So Andrew, Damien, and I. And so when we are playing the games, a lot of our decisions are governed by out-of-game information. Like, does this deck run TDAD? Yeah. What trigs does this deck run? Yeah. And these are thought processes that I don't think would happen if you were playing against somebody who you didn't know.
Yeah, definitely not.
So we're really like abusing the out-of-game information because we all more or less know what's in each of the decks.
Yeah, what's in each deck. Yeah, too bad this one can't be used in DMP because we don't know what they run. Although, Kami game will know all.
I knew there was a twist in there somewhere.
Alright. This is where the timeline changes.
Oh man, this is a good one, and this is not on the original bingo board, so I'm pretty excited by this one. It's new.
You also like my background picture?
Yeah, I do. Doctor Strange, I appreciate that.
Yeah, when he's going through all the timelines.
So I don't know when this started. I think this is me being like the evil CEO where I just take credit for everything.
No, I think this one is yours.
But I think it's just like sometimes there's a critical point in a game when somebody makes a good play or like a lucky play or like a misplay.
Yeah.
And then it's just where the timeline changes. Like you think it's not that big a deal, but then it ends up being the reason why you lost.
I think for me, this always comes up when you break into a shield trigger and you're just like, this is where the timeline changes.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. This one is pretty applicable to DMP and the TCG.
Yeah, it is.
And it's pretty funny, like, saying this to Damien, because, you know, Damien doesn't, like, banter much when we play. He's more, like, the silent type.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of our videos, or, like, when Damien and I play, it's just, like, me talking at him, and then he just, like, reacts to it.
How does he react to
this? Well, I don't know, man. I think he just silently like shakes his head and he's like, man, Jason's an idiot. But like, you know, sometimes I'll be like, oh man, Damien, you're gonna love this. And then I do like a good play.
And they don't get a reaction.
Yeah. Or I'll be like, oh man, this is where the timeline changed. Like I'll top deck something.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is where the timeline changes. And then yeah, Damien will just be like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. For the body.
For the body. This is an Andrew one for sure.
Yeah. This is when, like, sometimes you play creatures that have abilities not for their abilities, but just for so you have an extra body on the field. So that you can, like, I don't know, break an extra shield or go for game the turn after.
Or to police the field, perhaps.
Yeah, or to police the field.
Kind of not really.
But yeah, cards like Emerald, you know, his ability is so good, right? But then sometimes you just need to play it for the body.
Yeah. I think we actually have so many good examples of where we've used this, but they all escape me right now.
They're all like 2-drops. No, the other one is Jennifer.
Oh, Jasmine for the body.
And Jasmine for the body as well.
Yeah. I think Jasmine for the body is especially good because it can be used as soul swap bait.
Yep. Yeah, that comes
But
up.
Jennifer for the body is just like when we're. I think it's like if we're. By the way, this is Jenny dismantling puppet who we called Jennifer.
The 2-drop.
I think it's like when we're playing Romanov, MRC, at least for me, and then I'm just like, sometimes I feel like we don't get enough attacks in, like when it was in its dying days. And so I was like, what if we just play like Jennifer for the body? You know, maybe it will help.
Sometimes it does help.
Yeah. That's why this is a good meme.
Yeah, because like so Jennifer's effect, for those of you that don't know, is basically a ghost touch. But then if you use the effect, then she sacrifices herself.
Yeah.
But sometimes your opponent like either doesn't have many cards or he has too many cards, so it doesn't really matter. So then the body's more worth it.
Yeah. And that's why we play creatures for the body.
Oh, his
Wizards conspiracy. Oh man,
you're gonna jump down a rabbit hole for this one.
I think this could be a whole video in itself. Andrew, I think you can. I don't know what to say, so I'll let you jump in. They'll never sponsor us now.
Yeah, they'll never sponsor. But hashtag DMP did nothing wrong. So this came about when we were opening packs, and then so we usually save up, say like 5 or 6k gold by the end of each season, or I guess by the time the next set comes out, we usually have around 5k gold. So we spend all that money first buying the new set, and usually our pull rates are not so good.
Yes.
But then sometimes, we didn't hit our pools, so we decide to spend a bit extra out of our own pocket. And that's when all the pools come in. Can't be a coincidence.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of merit to this theory, at least from what I've experienced, because I play a gacha game. I've outed myself. I play Pokemon Masters EX. And like when you use the paid currency, or when I use the paid currency, I feel like the pull rate for the good stuff, the super rare equivalent, is much higher than if you use exclusively free currency. So, and I mean, like Dena runs both DMP and Pokemon Masters, so I don't think this is a coincidence.
It goes deeper than that. Oh man.
Yeah. But then this is also evolving into its own meme family, because you sometimes talk about Kami game conspiracies and like
yeah. Not just Wizards conspiracy, like just conspiracy theories, DMP conspiracy theories.
Yeah, like Andrew will just sometimes say, "Do you think Kami game is behind all this?" or something to that effect. Usually, I don't think so, but it's interesting to speculate.
Like Wizards is secretly funding Kami games, so they want to sell more cards.
Yeah,
But this is taking a jab at some of the Kami game tier 1s are not actually tier 1.
Yeah, but why would Wizards promote them, Andrew? They don't use super rares.
Yeah,
what do they have to gain?
Yeah, and then you instantly debunked it by that.
I think there's a couple of these, and I'm so disappointed that a lot of them escape me at the moment, because this would be so funny.
Maybe we just need to do a separate video on this.
For conspiracy theories and Duel Masters. Yeah. All right.
This is our best t-shirt idea.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you want some Gauntlet merch, brickcity t-shirts. I think this is just something I started saying when I get brick hands. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
When I draw into all my 6-mana shield triggers and no early drops.
Yeah. I like Java JECK or the evolutions.
Yeah. Or like any DMP deck with nature and you don't have fairy life. That's brickcity.
Oh, Chang-Chi, brickcity. Oh my god.
Yeah, because it's all like high cost cards.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
think this is
gosh.
one of those like used to field, Andrew, where I came up with it, but you enjoy it more than I do.
I feel like that's a common theme with your memes. But
Oh, Andrew.
I like this one. This one's good. It rolls off the tongue quite nicely.
Yeah, and it also rolls off the hashtag quite nicely. It's like, oh my god, hashtag brickcity.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it works pretty well. All right, this is a pretty quick one, but I don't know where to. Unga bunga. Okay, I know you say this a lot, but do we take joint credit for this, or is this an Andrew special?
I think we take joint credit for this.
Andrew, you take it away. Take it away.
Take it away. I don't know. Every time I think of Unga Bunga, I think of Fire Nature Rush. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But it's just like turn 1 Sniper Mosquito, turn 2 Gonta, and then you don't even have to think.
I think some of the Fire Nature Rush aficionados have a bone to pick with you.
That is, yeah, probably.
But Duel Masters, despite having a short life, the TCG, but I think DMP in general, like I think it's a decently deep game. There's a lot of variety in play styles, and sophisticated decks are really fun. You learn matchups, you learn different card choices, mana paths, and play paths, and it's really fun. But sometimes you don't want to.
That gets thrown out of the window.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just gotta throw it out of the window because you don't want to think. When you play sophisticated decks, it's harder to play for longer because you use more brain power, and the games are just more exhausting. So if you want to climb quickly, you just go caveman style, Unga bunga.
It doesn't matter what your opponent plays.
All right, yeah, because every so often I go on these sick runs in DMP, but I can't play on PC because Andrew's PC is linked to the account or something. Yami Michael, please help, I guess. And I have to play on mobile. And so because I don't have translations, I have to play something where I don't care about what the opponent is playing. And so I just play an aggro deck or a beatdown deck of some sort, and it's just Unga bunga style.
The funniest, like, I asked Jason, like, what decks he played against, usually during the what do you call it, director's cut, and he's like, I don't know, I win before I understand what they do.
Yeah, like I see some people playing like a bunch of fairy lives and stuff, and I'm just like, go 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 go.
I summon and I attack.
Yeah. So there we go.
Well, every now and then I do enjoy some Unga bunga. Some daily 5 break claw.
I bet deep down, Andrew, you enjoy Unga bunga care far more than you care to admit.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because like daily 5 break claw is like the mascot of Unga bunga. Like he cannot do anything else. Like he can only attack.
That is true. I like that. I like that.
Oh, all right. Show the interaction.
Show the interaction. All right. I think this is something that I remind you of a lot, but I think you started this.
You think so? I know you say this a lot. DMP.
Yeah. So basically, there's a lot of wild stuff that happens in DMP, and oftentimes, at least in the early days, we come from the perspective of you're a TCG fan and you're not familiar with the OCG cards. So we try to show off the wild interactions between the cards, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then so oftentimes I'll just be like, hey Andrew, do you want to like do this play, even if it's like not optimal, just to show the interaction?
It's a little bit BM.
Yeah, it's a little bit BM. So what are some situations, Andrew, where it's important for us to show the interaction?
Well, the one that always sticks in my mind is the Kingdom Geo.
Okay, we were thinking the exact same thing. Good. We're on the same wavelength.
Where before it got errated, his effect like untapped all of your creatures. So that if you have like 2 Kingdom Geogs on the field, you can just attack infinitely.
Yeah, if you don't break into a trig, the one Geog attacks, and then the other untaps,
Yeah.
and then the other attacks, and then the one that just attacked untaps, and it's a loop.
So you have to show the interaction.
Yeah, and I think there's some pretty wild ones too. Like I think Romanov, the first Romanov demonic eye.
Yeah.
That one's pretty wild.
Yeah, that one's that destroys your brain.
Yeah, it certainly destroyed our brain when we recorded the video.
I was just gonna say, Jason, you know that avatar here? Is this how you feel after you show the interaction?
I think so, Andrew. I think so. And then the avatar of our opponent is our viewers enjoying the interaction, right?
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. Let us know in the comments.
And then a lot of the time, we don't even get to show the interaction because the opponent realizes it's BM. It takes a lot of frames. They just give up.
Yeah, they just give up. It's so sad.
Though, in fairness, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they think like, oh, what is this guy doing? He's being so mean. Oh, there it is.
Evergreen.
From earlier. Evergreen. This is probably mine, right? I think so. I like this Evergreen.
You enjoy it more than I do, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is just like a nice play on words, right? Like, Fairy Life is a nature card, so it's green. And then it's always in the format.
But if you're going to break this down even further, I think we extend it to Fairy Life and a lot of the 6-mana shield triggers.
Right.
Because for a really long time, Aqua Surfer, Holio, and Terror Pit, despite being base set era cards, they remained as relevant players in the format, right? I think it's only in the last year or so, maybe last 2 years, that they've been power crept by superior versions. But we call them evergreen cards because, they're always good, or at least they were.
Yeah, but Fairy Life is the prime example of this.
Yeah.
They tried so hard to power creep it, but it's still there.
It's funny because in the TCG, when Fairy Life first came out, and even in the OCG in Japan, in the early formats, Fairy Life wasn't actually that good because it was just a -1. Yeah. And the game was really built around card advantage with the crazy draw cards, Reef, Cyberbrain, etc.
Yep.
But Fairy Life actually got better as the game progressed because I guess the power levels of the cards increased
you can
to try to balance that
card advantage so much easier.
And I guess to balance that, the devs tried to give these crazy power level cards high mana costs. And what helps you with in that situation? Mana ramp, right?
Fairy Life.
And that's what we see in DMP today. That's what we've been seeing in DMP for a long time.
I don't think I've seen a nature deck without Fairy Life in DMP. Like nowadays.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fire Nature Rush, but maybe even the modern Fire Nature Rush DMP decks would require Fairy Life. No, probably not.
I don't know. I don't think so. Alright. Bad duel.
Duel Masters. This is a Jason classic.
Some bad Duel Masters.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit I think Andrew is a better card game player than I am, and in the world of Duel Masters, that's no exception. But I think sometimes you just gotta own up to your losses, and when we're playing when we're trying to record TCG, whether it's a degenerate game state or we're just making a lot of mistakes.
Oh yeah, we make a lot of mistakes.
This is some bad Duel Masters.
But sometimes it's not our fault. Like you said, it's just the meta's so crap. All control.
Or the game state is so crap where you're just charging for 4 turns in.
Oh right, yeah. That's another scenario. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's not fun for the viewers.
Yeah.
By that in that regard, it's bad Duel Masters.
Yeah. Especially if you and your opponent are both doing it.
Yeah, if your opponent's attacking, right, then there's an element of surprise.
Yeah,
even just a little bit, but
some bad duel.
Yeah, I like this one.
Nothing.
Alright, this just goes to show how petty we are. Basically, I think it's when we go on these really hot runs with an aggro deck And then our egos are out of control because we're on win streak. And then, you know, we just want to like move on to the next game. And as we are about to finish a game, we're just like swinging for the fences. And we're just going like nothing, nothing, hoping our opponent doesn't have a trig.
Yeah. Or even just doesn't play anything.
I think it's evolved to that point, like for playing a control deck or something, slow start. And then we're just like nothing, nothing.
And then you hear the shield trigger sound. And then it's fair life. And oh, that's all right. It's just fair life.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew, we're bad sports. But if the viewers find it funny, we should continue to do it.
Do they? That
I don't know. No one's ever commented on it. One at a time. All right, Andrew, I think this is all you.
Yeah, this is me. It sounds, I really like this one. So this usually happens. I guess this to paint you the scenario is usually we're playing a control deck and we have like 6 or 7 creatures on the field. And we haven't broken any shield. I guess we haven't attacked in the whole game. Then our opponent's like down on like no cards and no creatures. And then we're just like one at a time in case like something stupid happens. But even like if that happens, we would probably still win.
Yeah. I guess this just stems from a paranoia of really not wanting to throw a lead.
Yeah.
And Andrew enjoying playing lame.
Yeah.
Because a subset of this meme is when Andrew goes, you know what? And I said we were gonna attack. And then next turn.
Yeah. Yeah, but most of the time this doesn't matter. Like I feel like we're just overdoing it by a lot.
But I will say, Andrew, that sometimes it does matter. Because sometimes you're in a game state where it's okay, I'll paint the picture now.
Okay.
It's a close game, but we are slightly ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
But because we don't play a super high number of trigs, our opponent plays a moderate number of trigs.
Like the clock.
Any small reversal can turn the tide of the game. So we play one at a time to minimize the risk of our opponent having a big play. Because if we break 2 shields at a time, not only does that increase the chance of a crazy trig that does something, but just imagine, like, maybe you break into 2 trigs, maybe you give them a good card, and then it's wholly off, so we can't, like, swing for game. Maybe there's some Heaven's Gate shenanigans, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Sometimes I think there is merit to one at a time, especially if we're running low on cards in deck and we have to start breaking.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah.
But the perfect example of this, I remember, is that Balcadia stick, where we would just, like, not do anything the whole game. And then, I remember, like, something just clicked in our minds. And then, like, we started winning when we didn't attack.
Yeah, with that, we just started, like, controlling our opponent out of their minds. And then they just got frustrated and gave up.
Yeah.
Because, you know why, Andrew? That's what happened when I was playing against Balcadias. I would just get frustrated and give up. So it's like, maybe the good people are onto something.
Maybe play like the chicken is the future.
Whoa. But do we charge or no charge as we play like the chicken?
With Balcadias, you have to charge.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Oh, man. How many more do we have? I haven't been keeping track. Oh, there we go. That's it. Nice timing.
Wow. Nice timing. Well, Andrew, I gotta say, this has probably been our most self-aggrandizing video, possibly ever.
And they'll get, like, no views.
Yeah. But...
That's why we mask it as a 2K subscriber video.
But honestly, you know, for people who have been with us from the start of our gauntlet journey, you know, and whether you casually tune in to videos, if you like us, you don't like us. If you don't like us, I don't know why you're watching.
Hate watches are a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, thanks for coming with us on this journey. I hope this was fun for you. To be honest, I think The memes make it more fun for people who followed us for a long time, but
Yeah, for sure.
I understand if it's not everyone's like cup of tea. But this is a lot of fun, and this video just reminds me of like how many great memories I have with like Andrew and our other friends, and Damien, of course, playing this game.
Yeah, and I think yeah, it's nice to be able to share that with everybody.
Even if they don't appreciate it at first, maybe now you guys will have a newfound appreciation.
Yeah,
of
it's
nothing,
never
nothing.
too late for the dream moods. That's what I always say.